Hello, I am Utsav Upadhyay, and some people call me Vikram. I don't know why. They have some misinformation. I live in uh, Bengal currently. I mean, I study in IISER Kolkata, and yeah, I'm from Lucknow. I'm an old friend of Aviral's. We were in the same school, possibly the same class sometimes.
And sometimes we did preparation together. So
Yes, we did coke and
विक्रम को ऐसा लगता है कि इसकी कोई आज तक ऐसी मुझे ऐसी फोटो मिलेगी नहीं जो मैं इस पॉडकास्ट में लगा कि
ऐसा
हर
कुछ नहीं.
फोटो इसके मुंह पे बट विक्रम हियर इज सरप्राइज अपनी फोटो देखो ध्यान से ये कैसे हो सकता है एनीवे ये हुआ है
I,
हाँ आई नो तुम्हारे मुंह से कुछ नहीं निकलेगा सो वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद द
अरे रुको,
पॉडकास्ट
मुझे कुछ दिख नहीं रहा स्क्रीन पे. मैं लेआउट चेंज कर करके देख रहा हूँ.
प्रॉब्लम है थोड़ी ये एक्चुअली यहाँ पे बारह मुझे स्टेशन
तुम्हारी
बंद करनी
स्क्रीन,
पड़ती
योर स्क्रीन इज टोटली ब्लैक.
है अब विजिबल होगी तुम्हारी वो मेरी स्क्रीन
I
हर
mean,
ब्लैक ही आ रही
it's still
है
black. If you're
तुम
maybe you took the
पॉडकास्ट
photo
में
in the dark.
वायरस लेके आए हो ये नॉर्मल So, in the 14th attempt, we are trying to record this podcast once more. Whenever Vikram is there, there is going to be trouble in all these technical things. So, Vikram, can you see
वही
the
तो.
screen? The
Yes, I
original
can see
originator
that.
of voice note. Yeah, can you see the screen? So, I was
Yes, I
telling
can
you
see that.
that विक्रम की नॉर्मल पोजीशन फोटो खींचना है जिसमें वो इंसान की तरह दिख रहा है इट्स वेरी रेयर बट विक्रम कैन यू सी दिस
Yes, I can see it.
दैट इज अ शेम फॉर यू
Yeah.
So today we have Vikramaditya in conversation with Aviral Mishra, and let's dive into the institute in which you are enrolled, that is IISER Kolkata. So Vikram, tell me something about your institute and like the environment, the culture there, and what did you notice after spending first semester in IISER Kolkata? Vikram.
Well, after talking to few of my friends and comparing, I can really say that college life is really lenient here. I mean, we're not bound by any time. Like, we can come in at any time, go out any time. I'm starting with the hostel life, and boys are allowed to go into girls are allowed to go into boys hostel, and there's no bound on. I mean, whenever you feel like you can go and play. And well, in the first year, you it is compulsory for you to study five of these main subjects: physics, chemistry, mathematics, earth science, and what are we life science, that is biology. And it's supposed to be interdisciplinary, but I've come to hate this part because I don't like biology. And looking looking at I mean, looking at how I performed in the end semester examination, I would really prefer if there was no biology in there.
Okay, so is that complete?
Mm, no, I can talk a lot more. I mean,
Okay, sure, go on.
what do you, and you give me a lead.
Okay, I'll give you the lead. The PPT is filled with leaves. Fine. Now you said some
Okay.
really crispy things about IISER Kolkata, and I think after this podcast, people would like to join IISER Kolkata because, I mean,
Yeah.
you need. I mean, one thing I see a lot of times people complaining at MNIT or might be not just MNIT at every engineering college. Most of my friends, those end times restrictions and all these things, which you are saying is very lenient because, I mean, the purpose of these colleges, IISER, IISC, I feel it's more like promoting science, education, and research. So it's more
Mm.
oriented towards that aspect of life where more open-minded and lenient society, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is this IISER Kolkata?
Yes.
What a beautiful sight it is. Is it real? Like, do the atmosphere and the clouds get like this? Ever have you seen anything like this?
I've never seen. I can say that it may be edited, or I haven't been here long enough.
Yeah. So what are these? Are these hostels?
Yeah, these are the hostels that house the like fourth year and fifth year guys.
Fifth year.
And
It's quite
the
strange.
building in the middle, like
Yeah.
the pathway that leads into the middle building, that's our mess. And below
Okay.
that is
So
our basement.
it's like all first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, all of you eat at same mess.
Yeah, well, we do have a different mess here for like our hostel. This is not our hostel. First years live in a different hostel, but I prefer to go to the main mess.
Okay. So like, tell me something about the food. Like, what all do you consume in breakfast and lunch? I mean, I've heard this complaint a lot from you that यहाँ चिकन बिरयानी में भी आलू देते हैं लेकिन can you
Yeah, the
elaborate on this?
potato is the only issue. Otherwise, I love the food, and quite an unpopular opinion, but I think it's better than what I eat at home. You're screaming?
No, it's not me. It's rather. Just a minute, just a minute. I need to close the mic.
Was it that offensive? I'm talking about my home, not yours.
It was not that offensive, but actually, my brother was his son. Okay, so it was just a intrusion, random intrusion. So let's ignore that. Let's move on.
Yeah,
What were we talking about? Okay, so mess food.
mess food, yes. So the potato is the only real issue which I face because I don't want to see potatoes in my biryani. And otherwise, the food is really good here.
Okay. Uh, well, really, that's a lot of good points, and I mean, after all, it's Bengali sweets. Who does not like Bengali sweets, right? So,
Yeah.
really, really nice thing. Well, actually, I can say about my hostel as well. The food in SCBH at MN90 is
Mm.
good. I mean, a lot of people curse it like it's not up to the mark, it's not up to the mark. But I mean, it's more like people get bored of the same menu rather than the quality of food being bad. Quality is top notch.
Mm.
So there you go. By the way, what are your mess fees? Like, what is the whole semester fees of your mess?
Oh, we don't have we don't have enough mess fees kind of system. The
Okay,
we have a mess card which we have to recharge from time to time, and it costs around like 3,500 per month. I mean,
that into
like
six is around 20,000.
it's like a subscription. You
Okay,
buy
okay.
something, and like the rotis cost 3 rupees, and so
Yes, yes,
you
yes.
the amounts get deducted from the amount you recharged. It works that way.
Okay, that's very interesting system, and that's, I mean, I feel that's more transparent and more better a system
Yeah.
actually.
Actually, the canteen is monitored by students. It's like the students monitored canteen, we call it.
Okay,
So it has transparency, that sort
okay,
of.
okay. So that is really nice to know. And in our place in MNIT, what happens is like 25,000 rupees is the per semester mess fees. So for every 6 months, you have to give this much fees. Then
Hmm.
let's say the overall cost is calculated,
Hmm.
and at the end of each semester, whatever remains. of that money per person is gets refunded to the people there in the hostel. So that is how system works. About transparency, I would not like to speak much, but anyway, that's how it
Hmm.
works. So the next slide that we're going to is which one of these hostels is real? Like it's two different tales. So इसमें से कौन सा ज़्यादा appropriate है? Like which hostel do you live in?
Well, none of these. I mean, from well, I'm talking about my hostel, and we don't have these kind of drawers or uh, cupboards. I mean, we do have cupboards, but not like these.
Yeah, what about the thing on left side?
That looks more relatable, but still, the
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So the hostel that you live in, जिसमें तुम रहते हो, उसमें setup किस type का है तुम्हारे यहाँ? Like
Well,
typically
it's
the
three person
yeah.
in one room, like in our case, but later on we get two-person in one room, and PhD guys get one person per room.
Okay. So in a room there are like three beds,
Huh.
three tables, three
Three,
other.
yeah.
That's it. Okay, okay. That's very nice. And is there space? Like, is there congestion or is there space for these things?
Well, my room is kind of small because it's close to the bathroom. Otherwise, the uh, room which my friends have, I mean, other guys have, it's quite manageable. I mean, I won't say congested. Congested is the word which I would use for my room because it's kind of small.
Okay, okay. But
Otherwise,
you
the room
have
is fine. It's able to house three people.
okay, but you have an advantage, right? I just wake up and you're in bathroom.
Yeah, I do have that kind of advantage. And the washrooms on my side, the flush works.
Works.
Mm,
That is really a perk
yeah,
because in my hostel as
many
well,
guys don't have that privilege around here.
really interesting. Bro. On my side in this hostel, like SCBH, my room is in front of the toilet, so bathroom. So it's like perk. And what we often do is, I mean, I'm remaining this. A lot of guys like who are near the washroom. Okay, they'll go out and like on one floor there are four bathrooms in the hostel.
Hmm.
So usually in our bathroom the bulbs are not working. It happens here
Hmm.
and then getting that replaced is a whole long process because it's a government institute. So what people usually do is they keep extra bulbs hidden inside the bathroom. So all across the floor they'll plug in the bulbs from different places. They'll keep it inside there. And whenever something goes wrong, they'll just use it, give
Yeah.
up. So that is how it functions here. So well, now let's talk about something different from the college life, from the academics. So Vikram, you
Hmm.
started your preparation for JEE with a dream of engineering,
Yes.
but you ended up in research.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you a twofold question. Firstly,
Hmm.
what made you switch from engineering to research? And second thing, what are your avenues of research? Like, how do you perceive research in India with the students? Like, think of yourself as addressing to students who can become a future aspirants of research and science in the country apart from engineering, the field. So please speak about it.
Huh. So I started with JE, but my focus had always been like I wanted to go into research. So I was thinking like I can do a BTech and MTech, then later on I can go into PhD. Like we have we do have that like if I can study physics on my own and then I can give that gate exam, which would give me admittance to PhD in some college. So I was looking really into that. But uh, when I heard about IISER, I think I just thought it would be better if I uh, like straight went for a BSMS degree. Then I can go directly into PhD. I won't have to study physics on my own or something like that. So that's what made me jump from like preparing for. I mean, I was still preparing for JEE, but that's what made me jump from going into an engineering avenue to a more research oriented avenue. And what aspects of research am I dealing with? Like when I was Like this question came up a lot when I was discussing this career option with my parents. Like, what are you gonna do after it? So I remember coming up with I did a bit of research, like what I'm gonna do after that. There were a few things like I can get into, like if you complete a research, then you either go for post research, like postdoctorate kind of thing. You either become a professor, and postdoc is a well funded thing. Mm, I can't speak for India, but it is a well funded thing. I mean abroad for sure. And you can get into a, a sort of company that deals with, like pharmaceutical company that kind of needs scientists for like making new products and testing it out. And there's one more avenue called scientific communication. It like uh, it's basically telling people what the scientific community is doing in like a more layman terms. Or you could also like kind of an inventor, like you can patent stuff that you create. So there are a lot of options here.
Okay, so that was all about his decision. Well, Vikram, I would like to just like tell everybody here that there is a very common misconception that the only way to join IISERs, that are Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, is through J Advanced. Well, that's not the
Hmm.
case, people. There is an examination conducted by IISERs that is known as IAT, which is IISER Aptitude Test. And me and Vikram, we both gave this test. And I'll say it's one of the better ways of getting into IISER compared to J Advanced method. What about you, Vikram?
Yeah, and there are total of three ways getting into ISERs. One is J Advanced, second is this IAT, ISER Aptitude Test, and third is also KVPY. And I think the easiest one of them was IAT, of course, because test was not that hard as J
Yeah,
Advanced. And also,
yeah.
there's this latest news that IISC is also accepting applicants through this IAT.
Okay, is that the case? That's really good. I mean, I think I need to explore this option once again in life.
Yeah,
Well, by the way, spoiler alerts. Vikram got an AIR 700 in IAT, which is
642.
who told me 700, bro? No issues.
Okay.
I still have that chat. You said 700. Anyway, I got an AIR 1290. So that was it. And I've also had my fair share of experience with IISER because just like before joining NIT Allahabad, I basically accepted a seat at IISER Bhopal for BS in Engineering Sciences course in Data Science Engineering. So I would also like to tell about IISER Bhopal. So basically, there are seven IISERs in India. Okay, and Pune is like the number one institute in IISERs. Then it's followed by Kolkata. Am I right? And the third one is Bhopal mostly. So I know about
Hmm.
these three institutes. So IISER Bhopal offers this two very interesting courses. Like most of the IISERs, it's all about pure sciences. Like Vikram is doing. So Vikram will most likely do BS, MS in physics. So pure sciences like chemistry, physics, life sciences. But IISER Bhopal has these two very interesting courses, which are known as BS, just BS, a 4 year course in engineering sciences and economic
Hmm.
sciences. So, economic science is mostly concerned with economics. You can compare this course to something like you do now in IITs. You have this course known as Bachelor of Science in Economics, something like that. You can
Hmm.
compare it to those type of courses. It's a very nice course. I have a few seniors from my own institute, like school, who are enrolled in NICER Bhopal under this course, and the placement prospects of this course is actually quite good because a lot of banks and finance firms hire from these institutes because the quality. See, look at this like this way: at ICER, it's not as high in society as NITs and IITs, but the quality of education that you get, the opportunities to explore your own field that you get at IISER is way more better than NITs and at par with top IITs. So that is
Yeah.
a good thing. The infrastructure, the labs that you get, the mind that you get at these institutes, these all are really, really nice. And they can serve as a very good alternate to IITs and NITs if you are interested in research. And about the BS in Engineering Sciences course, so basically, if you take BS in Engineering Sciences, you'll study a common course for around 2 years in your IISER Bhopal. And the last 2 years will be a specialization course in one of the three engineering fields which they offer. So the very first one which I wanted to go for was data science engineering. Data science engineering. The second one they offer is EECS, which is electrical and computer science engineering. And there is also a chemical engineering course available at IISER Bhopal. So these are really interesting courses, and the fun fact is that these courses were launched by IISER Bhopal in 2019 and 2017. So even the first batch of these courses is not passed out till now. So there are no placement stats, but I did contact a lot of people just because I wanted to know what are the placement prospects after this. So it looked quite well, quite good. The only reason I did not go for this was because I was getting an IT Allahabad on one hand, and also uh, by the time like I was doing this in 2022, so there was a lot of cloud on what is going on exactly in the batch because there is no batch that has passed out. But most likely by 2023, 2024, when people will watch this video, there will be batches who have established themselves in the society. So you will have an idea to evaluate the courses. So people, you can check about this course offered by IISER Bhopal. That is my take on IISER. So Vikram,
Mm.
now let's talk about research opportunities in India. What would you like to say about these things?
Well, these are research institutes and like ISERs and IISCs, and they are like Raman Research Institute and also like CMI, ISI. These are
TIFR.
research. Yeah, and TIRF, TIFR. Sorry, TIFR. So these are great opportunities for research if you want to go into this field, and of course these are well funded, and you can explore more options abroad. But if you're specifically asking for India, then these are the colleges.
Exactly. And I would like to add one more pointer that for those people who are interested in application like research based applications of engineering, which is a
Yeah,
very different kind of stuff. There is a particular institute named as IIST, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, located in Tiruvananthapuram,
yeah,
and it takes in admissions via JEE Advanced. But like even if you're getting your rank around 10K, you can get this college.
yeah, yeah,
So basically, IIST has a complete focus on engineering applications and engineering based research. And if you are scoring well there, like about 7.5 CGPA, you get a chance to directly sit in the interview round for ISRO. And
yeah,
almost 60 to 65% of batch every year gets a direct placement from IIST into ISRO as a government job. Okay, so that is a really good opportunity. And if by chance you are very passionate about your field, let's say it's aerodynamics or there are two courses basically, aeronautics. No, sorry, uh, but aeronautics like it's mechanical. So one course is avionics, that is basically ECE in aviation, and second
mm,
course is basically mechanical engineering in aviation and space. So that course, these two courses are there. So no, let's say you're the topper of these two courses in your college in
mm,
IIST. You get a chance to do your masters from Caltech in California, which is basically NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory,
yeah.
in 9 months, funded by the government of India. And once you return, you get a direct job, direct placement without any interview in ISRO. So, space
Right. So
enthusiast, you can check out IIST. So there are these institutes, and also I would like to mention NEST, which is another examination conducted for mostly people
nice.
who are interested in nuclear, nuclear stuff here and there. So Vikram,
Yeah,
you always talk about the entire population problem and like the effects
yeah.
that it
How the
has.
nuclear bombs the solution?
Yeah, he talks about nuclear bombing solution. So Why you never explored Nest and Hava Atomic Research Center and all these things?
Like I don't like totally want to go into that nuclear. I will build my own terrorist organization and I am gonna have my own bomb. That I'm not specifically about researching all that. I'm
Would your
more
VP
into
read this section of podcast?
no, you won't. I'm more into like I wanted to explore quantum mechanics. So I'm not totally wanting to go into wanted to go into nuclear research.
That's really interesting perspective, and it reminds me of somebody. Actually, there is one person in computer science engineering in NIT Allahabad,
Hmm.
and this guy is basically working on a thesis in quantum research.
Okay.
So there are some. I mean, I don't know exactly. I want to just know. When I go back to NIT Allahabad and most likely meet this guy and get to know what he exactly researching on. So basically, it's something about stationary waves. I don't know what are
Hmm.
these. Being very honest, but yeah, he's working something on that. So maybe we can discuss about this in future. And apart from this, I would like to ask you, what are the avenues for research outside of India for Indians?
Outside of India, there are plenty of institutes like America for let's say, and America you said Caltech and MIT is there. I mean, and also in Europe, people mostly go to Europe, and there's one in Australia too. I don't remember the name, or maybe that was New Zealand.
And you get scholarships as well, right?
Yeah, scholarship based. I mean,
And also, when I was exploring all these options like IST, ISER, NITs, one very stark difference that I found in the students of IISER was that a lot of these guys do research interns from IITs from outside India, and like
hmm,
their profile is so filled with things concerned with their own background. Like if you compare the profile of an IT guy with an IISER guy, their profile is mostly filled by the time it's third year, while NIT ones are just filling up. That is one thing that I've noticed the difference in a lot of places. It might be because
hmm.
of the nature of engineering and processes. Anyway, now let's leave aside academics, Vikram, and let's now discuss and talk about our school days. Okay. So I have some pictures of yours. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, what is this, bro?
Yes.
Like, what is the? I mean, I never asked you this question. What is the reason behind these types of tricks? I mean, logic.
I mean, these are more memorable than usual, I would say. Won't you?
Every time.
Yeah, you specifically pointed these out. You won't point anybody else because they make a normal face. But if anything unusual happens, then you would point that out. That would make them memorable. That would make you go like, oh, there was a guy 20 years ago. He made strange faces.
Well, you are that kind of personality. You are
Yeah.
that kind of personality because even today. By the way, do you do you have those memory flashbacks of JEE preparation days? Those times we discussed about group and all that.
No, never.
I expected this response from you. Very nice, very nice. You are still fine. What about this image?
Which one?
The one that I have, shared.
Okay. I wasn't aware that a person was clicking this. I was just enjoying my time, and later on, I saw a photo that someone sent on the group, and I was shocked. Like, you didn't give me time enough to make a face. That's bad.
Well, I mean, people. It's like we had our physics viva.
Hmm.
Half the class was downstairs giving the viva. There was no teacher in the class. People
Hmm.
or everybody like they were studying physics. Like everybody going through their books and copies. So viva teacher will ask what will he do? And these three guys, they are like totally chilled out. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आप देखो कुछ वाइवा होता क्या है I still remember that scene. And
वही
still,
तो.
these will go and they score like full in Viva. Interesting.
Yeah, we are the D section.
Oh, I see it flexing somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Nothing, nothing, bro, nothing. Well, you
And
are
later
teaching
on,
me.
I remember some other guy, Pratyush Sinha, was blamed that you were playing cards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember somebody told Matka that Pratyush is playing, and he was called by the teacher, and then he was like, "What?" Just random memories. And also, I remember, like, there was a lot of hype about the board exams, right?
Yeah.
Everybody used to, like, when everybody was preparing for JE or not preparing for JE, they were all concerned about board exams, and it was like April or somewhere. Everybody just would spend their whole week before the examination, taking whole time preparing for boards and writing answers. And Vikram is like, I'll just study one day before the examination. That's it.
वही तो.
Okay, so what were we discussing? Yeah. Well, I did this thing, Vikram, in just one examination. That was chemistry. So chemistry was like my favorite subject out there. And I remember I just one day before the examination I just picked up my notes, short notes, went through them. I went to the examination. It was term one basically.
Hmm.
And people were shocked because you get that 15-minute reading time, right? I
Yeah.
solved the entire paper in that 15 minutes. And after that 5 minutes to fill the bubbles, I submitted it and it went
Well, chemistry gave me a tough time.
there. And like like marks, the papers you can check at the same place in term one. And I got full, and all these teachers at DPS they were like mad, like what this guy just did. Right?
Hmm.
So yeah, what about your chemistry
Oh, it was always my weakest part. I mean, my math was strong enough to handle chemistry.
and people in JE? He has got highest marks in chemistry and lowest marks in maths.
Yeah.
Realities. Okay, so that was about college. Okay, so ये बताओ भाई विक्रम, JE एडवांस की वो रात का राज क्या है?
कौन सी रात?
JE एडवांस की रात जब आपने रात में 12 बजे पेपर दिखा था अपना JE का.
Yeah, actually, none of that happened. We were fooling you. Actually, you know that about scheduling messages in Telegram.
See, I know that from a very long time that you guys were fooling me. But
Yeah, you don't.
no, I knew because, but there was one thing. In the last podcast with Ashmit, we had decided that we'll put out this, JE Advance at midnight as a clickbait. But I wanted to discuss that thing in this podcast so that in future if I'm contacted by JE Advance authority, see भाई क्या book फैला रहा है, so I can have one, you know, proof that okay, I had acknowledged that that was a lie.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't know anything about it.
I knew. I mean, initially, yeah, I'll accept I got fooled for a very long time. But
Yeah.
after some time, Ashwat revealed it to me. Time ago. But I'll say, what a beautiful planning and well planned, execution that was.
वही तो.
ये याद है?
I called you up and then later gave the phone to Ashmit to make you believe we were
ये
giving
याद है?
exam. Oh yeah, opened the site of it like 2 3 weeks back, and something was wrong with it. Like I was ordering stuff and it was giving me error.
Oh, वेल एक्चुअली मेरे एंड पे जो साइट है वो तो वर्क कर रही है. एरर तो इसलिए आ रहा है बिकॉज वो डिड यू गो टू चेकआउट पेज एंड क्लिक ऑन ऑर्डर, वो किया तुमने?
Yes, I
हाँ,
entered
एरर देगा
everything
बिकॉज
or
हमारी जो ईमेल आईडी है उसका सिस्टम थोड़ा चेंज हो गया है. इससे पहले
अच्छा
तो लेस
ओके.
सिक्योर ऐप्स को अलाउ करना पड़ता था. अब हमको उसमें लॉग इन करके एक पासवर्ड जनरेट करना पड़ेगा, उससे वो चलेगा.
Well,
बट आई वुड लाइक टू
good.
टेल दिस वन थिंग here. There are a lot of people who don't take computer science as a course in their 10 plus 2.
Hmm.
So they do not have any first hand experience of computer science, and then suddenly they go to IITs and IITs and they take CSE.
Yeah.
What ends up happening is a lot of people after going to CSE they realize कि यार कोडिंग तो मेरे से होती ही नहीं है, ये तो मतलब इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, इसे मेरे को पसंद ही नहीं है.
Hmm.
एंड दैट्स व्हेन दे थिंक ओके यार कुछ और लेना था यार लाइफ में. This project served us really well because this was a project which Rachna ma'am made us do. एक बहुत छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट था जो बड़ा होते होते 180 पेज का और लाइक आई नो 70-80 MB का प्रोजेक्ट बन गया.
Hmm.
पूरी ERP बना दी हमने. एंड इससे विक्रम को एक चीज रियलाइज हुई बहुत क्रिटिकल. विक्रम को बताओ.
Key I hate computer.
एग्जैक्टली विक्रम को रियलाइज हो गया कि लाइक मुझे नहीं पसंद ये सब चीजें.
वही
एंड
तो.
दैट्स व्हेन ही कंप्लीटली शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम इंजीनियरिंग, की अब तो पसंद ही नहीं है, अब तो आता.
वही तो.
So that is the thing. And मेरे को उससे चीज रियलाइज हुई कि I kind of feel interested in computers. So मेरे को काफी मजा आया था प्रोजेक्ट करने में वाला.
Hmm.
So that is when I knew कि yeah, I can work in this field with some interest. And sure तो भाई पता नहीं कहाँ चला गया उस प्रोजेक्ट के बाद.
वही तो.
By the way, he's in IIT भुवनेश्वर, but बात नहीं हुई थी तो मुझे आइडिया नहीं कि क्या करता है वहाँ पे exactly. So विक्रम, शौर्य से कब बात हुई थी लास्ट टाइम हमारी?
वेल बात ऐसे नहीं पर मैसेज किया था आज ही.
अच्छा, ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है.
हाँ.
कभी देखो उसको पॉडकास्ट लाएंगे अगर आगे वो बात होती है तो.
वही
सो
तो.
यही था बाकी सब तो. एंड लाइक काफी एक अच्छी जर्नी रही हम लोग की. आई मीन डू यू एवर रिमेम्बर योर जे जर्नी, लाइक वो जो डेज थे अपने अभी याद आते
वेल आई डोंट मिस देम.
हैं?
आई हेट
बट
देम.
मुंशी पुलिया गोले में पड़े पड़े सड़ता था वो. एंड
वही तो.
दैट रिमाइंड मी ऑफ अनदर क्वेश्चन. ग्रेविटी का क्या माना, क्या रिव्यू है भाई ग्रेविटी?
बहुत अच्छा तो नहीं है. वैसे बुराई भी नहीं कर सकता.
ना केस हो जाएगा तुम पे.
वही तो.
बट ओवरऑल मिक्स्ड बैग है काफी तुम्हारे लिए वो चीज.
हाँ लाइक लाइक बहुत अच्छे पढ़ने वाले लोग हैं उनको तो फायदा ही किया. मैं बहुत बुरा हूँ तो मुझे फायदा नहीं हुआ.
क्या फैक्ट बोला विक्रम ने.
वही तो.
हाँ ये चीज तो है. एंड प्लस विक्रम सीआईए से क्या रिव्यू है?
हाँ बहुत बढ़िया जगह लाइक
हाँ अब देखो.
लीनियंट है. आप कुछ भी करो. बोर्ड का उतना
हाँ
प्रेशर तो होता नहीं है कि
ये तो था, जितनी
बहुत ज्यादा
फ्रीडम मिल रही
पढ़ना.
वहां पे. हाँ वो चीज तो काफी
हम्म.
मिल रही. सो प्रिटी मच दैट वाज इट विक्रम. और तू कुछ अपने ऐसे शेयर करना चाहो या मुझसे पूछना चाहो तो पूछ सकते हो.
नहीं ऐसा क्यों
नहीं.
करूँगा.
अच्छा हाँ, एक क्वेश्चन अश्मित ने मुझसे बोला था पूछने को स्पेशली.
हाँ,
भाई आज तुम मुझे और हम सबको इस पॉडकास्ट के थ्रू एक चीज ये बताओ कि ये जब से तुम्हें छुट्टियां हुई हैं भाई
हाँ,
शाम को क्या कर रहे हो ऐसा कि तुम शाम को रोज बिजी रहते हो, पहली चीज तो. और दूसरा, वी कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड कि तुम्हें हम शाम को फोन करते हैं तो तुम नॉर्मल वॉइस में बात करते हो हमसे. इट इज वेरी शॉकिंग.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं. तुमने शाम को फोन करते मैं उठाता ही नहीं हूँ.
कितनी बात उठा बोल के रख देते हो, अरे भाई जरा बीच में बात बात करता हूँ नॉर्मल वॉइस में. That is really shocking because ये
नहीं,
एक
उस
बात
टाइम मैं
बोलूं.
मूवी देख रहा था. शाम इज मूवी टाइम इन हॉलीडेज.
कॉलेज लाइफ. बट
वही तो.
अस्मित शायद से डिसएग्री करेगा बिकॉज अस्मित को तो कुछ और मामला लगता है.
कैंसर.
कह सकते हैं एक तरीके से. बट जो भी हो, अश्मित से बात कर लेना इस बारे में.
ठीक है.
वो तो पहाड़ियों पे जा रहा है आजकल ट्रैकिंग करने एंड ऑल.
अरे हाँ. मंडी.
उसका भी हिसाब किताब सही है. सो दैट वाज अ रियली नाइस टाइम टॉकिंग टू यू विक्रमादित्य सिंह चौहान जी. इसी
छी.
के साथ मैं पॉडकास्ट को एंड करता हूँ. सो बाय बाय, थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग.
ना.